intersect, okay, and they kind of make like an X marks the spot. It might be this way or this way, but they intersect, and they intersect at exactly only one spot, and they intersect to be a 90-degree angle. Okay, so on these, we're given these lines, okay, and it wants you to write point slope for them. What's point slope for them? See if you guys remember. What's the formula? No. Y minus y1 mx minus x1. Okay, you guys have to know the names of the formula and the formula. You have to have it memorized. Okay, otherwise you don't even know what the question is asking you. If you don't know what the formula is, then you don't know what your answer should look like. Okay, so what they want to know is we're given this parallel line, okay, this one, and it's in what form? What form does that look like it's in? It's y equals mx plus b, which is, it's called what? Slope-intercept form. It has a slope and it has an intercept. Okay, so they're giving you this line, and we can just pretend that that's the line. Okay, they want you to find another line, okay, that is parallel to this line. So essentially we're graphing another line. Okay, they're going to have the exact same slope. That's why they're kind of going up at the same angle. They just cross the y-intercept. Maybe this one crosses at 5. Okay, and this one maybe crosses at 3. Okay, so it's the exact same line, but they're just shifted down. Okay, so what we need to do is, I guess, first label. Okay, so it's going to be x1, y1. Okay, and our slope, parallel lines, you're going to keep the same slope, which means our slope is going to be -5/2. So this is going to be our m. Okay, so parallel, you keep the same slope. So, and now it's just a matter of plugging in. Y minus y1 equals -5/2 x minus 1. Okay, well, what's a minus minus?
A positive.
It's going to be a plus. Okay, and are we finished or not? So here's the kicker, is when to figure out when you're finished or not.
No.
Okay, so we need to look at my formula. That's why I always write it above. So does our formula look like this?
Well,
Does it have parentheses still?
yeah.
Yeah, so that's how we know we're finished. Okay, so this is our answer.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so you don't have to break it all the way down just to get one.
So to get y would be a different formula, and we're going to talk about that. But so this one, what's my slope?
-5/3.
-5/3. This is going to be my m. And parallel lines, what do we do with the slope? We keep it the same. Okay, parallel, we keep the same. And it's important to remember that because the perpendicular ones we do not. Okay? And am I finished?
No, because you have to make x minus 3 plus.
Yeah, so we need to change this minus minus to a plus. Are we finished? Yeah, so now we're finished. Okay, let's do a perpendicular. So look at 5. So what is our slope right now? 3/7. Okay, and perpendicular, maybe we have this line. Actually, I don't want to draw it like that. Okay, so perpendicular, we have this line. Okay, in order for it to be perpendicular, it's got to intersect this other line. So what can you tell me about those slopes? Is this one a positive slope or a negative slope?
Positive.
What about this one?
Negative.
Okay, so really you take the slope and you flip it and you make it a negative. So right now our slope is 3/7. So it would be 7/3. And right now, is it positive or negative?
Positive.
So it needs to be a negative. So this is the m that we're going to use. Okay? So, and we plug it in point and slope. So we got y minus -3. And instead of, what's our slope going to be?
-7/3.
-7/3 x minus 4. Are we finished?
No, you have to make it
We gotta make it a plus. And now we're finished. It's in point slope form. And if we look at the very top, it says that my answer should have parentheses in it. So we know we stop. We leave it alone. We don't need to distribute. We don't need to keep going.
Okay, is that all this pages? Is these?
The back page is a little bit different, but kind of. Okay, so if we look at 6, what's our slope currently?
1.
1. And any number you can write over 1. So it's really 1 over 1. So what happens when we flip it?
Just kind of 1 over 1. Negative 1.
And then we get to make it a negative. So that's going to be our slope that we use. We got x1, y1. So we got y minus 1 equals negative 1 over 1, x minus negative 1. Okay, we need to turn this minus minus to a plus. Okay, go to 7. Okay, so 7 says write the slope-intercept form of the equation of the line. Okay, slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. What's our m mean? What's a b? Okay, and you can really cross off all this other stuff. And the reason I say that is because it's kind of confusing. When you read the full sentence, half of you guys are like, I don't know what the hell they want me to do. Okay? And that's the truth. Okay, so as long as you can dictate this part right out of here, not dictate it, but get it out of there and look at the formula. So what is different about this formula versus the other formula?
This one doesn't have parentheses.
This one doesn't have parentheses, and what letter is supposed to be all by itself?
B. Well,
Y. Okay, so in order for us to know when we're done, the y has to be all by itself. Okay, so this is parallel. What do we do with parallel slopes? Do we flip it or do we keep it the same? We keep the same slope. So parallel, you keep the same slope. So this is the slope we're going to use. And then we got our points. Okay, now I want you to, so we know what our answer needs to look like. That's fine. Okay, and then, so now we can look at what we've got. Well, we've got a point and I've got a slope. So what formula are you going to use? Think about what I said. We have a point and a slope. We have a point and a slope.
Point intercept. Yeah.
No.
Okay.
We have a point and a slope.
Point slope.
Point slope. Okay? I say point and slope because it's in the freaking title. If you have a slope and an intercept, that's why it's called slope-intercept form. It has a slope and an intercept. Okay? Good Lord. Okay, so we need our point slope. What's the point slope formula without looking at it? Let's see if we
Y
can.
minus y1 equals slope
Equals B
X
and
minus
then in
X.
parentheses minus
Minus
x1.
Yeah.
X minus X1. Okay, so we can go ahead and plug the stuff in. So I got Y minus negative 1. My slope, what do we do with parallel?
You keep it the same.
Keep it the same, which is going to be 3 over 5. X minus X1 is negative 5. Okay, now what?
You have to dumb it down because they can't have parentheses.
Well, before that.
The y needs to be by itself.
No. You guys are
You gotta
missing.
make everything positive.
Yeah, so change these to a pluses.
Oh, right.
Okay, now, does this look right? Are we done or are we not done?
No, because we have parentheses.
We have parentheses. We don't want any parentheses. We want to get y by itself. So what do we need to do next according to our order of operations?
Get rid of the 1.
Distribute, okay? So please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So we got to distribute this 3/5. So I got y plus 1. And it's going to be 3/5 x. And you guys need to use your calculators with the fractions. And it's going to be plus 3. Okay, don't ask me how I did the fractions in my head. You need to use the calculator, okay? I'm not even going to try to explain it to you because it makes it worse than, and then you guys think you can do it and you're freaking the Hulk all of a sudden. Hey, you're not the Hulk in math. So you need to use the calculator. Okay, now what?
So then it would just be 3/5 times.
We got a minus 1 on both sides because we're trying to get y by itself. So it's gonna be y equals 3/5 x plus 2. Now does it look right? Does our formula look right?
Yes.
Okay, and what is the slope?
-3/5.
3/5. And we knew parallel lines, we would keep them the same. Okay, so it looks good. And then our y-intercept is what?
2.
2. So they have the same slope, but a different y-intercept. And that's what a parallel line is. One is going to go here, and one is going to go here. They have the same exact slope. They're going to be the same shape. They're going to be going the same direction. They just, one starts up here, and one starts down here. And it's a lot like train tracks. So in order for, like, especially in New Haven, they have all those, like, train, I don't know what you want to call it, freaking train station? I don't know.
Station stop things.
Yeah, something. Okay, and then they have like the trains and they come on different things so they don't crash. Okay, I don't know what's the correct verbiage,
the
but
cross track.
yeah, something like that. Okay, I'm not a freaking conductor. I don't know, but
The worst game of hopscotch ever.
okay. So look at 8. Okay, we need to label. And what's our slope?